Roll call.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Stinson. Commissioner Damasio. Commissioner Bacon.
Here.
Commissioner Bernstein.
Here.
Commissioner Mayers. Commissioner, Vice Chair Scott.
Here.
Chairman Metcalf.
Present.
We have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes, February 6th.
I'll motion to approve the minutes of February 5th, 2020,
Oh, I'm sorry.
2025.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the last meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business. UPZ 250101. A preliminary plat application submitted by Chris Lentz and John Hamill of United Engineering Group on behalf of VAZ Picassoa Crossing LLC for the 353 residential lot subdivision of Picassoa Crossing Phase 2, parcels 3 and 4 on a 60.99 acre site plus or minus within the Picassoa Crossing planned area development, located generally 1,200 feet north of the intersection of East Martin Road and South Picassoa Street. APN number 205-12-003E and 205-24-2730. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Phil, take it away. Take it away.
All right, Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning and Zoning Commission, our meeting of March 5th, 2025. Our agenda item for this evening is Picassoa Crossing Phase 2, parcels 3 and 4, called out here inside of the red line on our site exhibit here. As we proceed to our next exhibit, our general plan here shows that the area within the project and all the area around it is within the urban neighborhood land use category. Our zoning exhibit, which shows the project here, and then the other portion, which is a piece of it here. This entire area is called out as planned area development zoning, so that entire area here. This is the conceptual lotting exhibit that was originally provided with the 2005 planned area development as it was approved. It has not changed. I added a red line here basically showing the near completed area. This exhibit is in your packet in the report, not the red line around it, so my apologies for that. But this way you can see what actually has been constructed out there with the streets and the homes that are out there. So things that I'll initially call out here is that product on this side of Picassoa, this is the 40-foot in width lots here. A very nice depth though at 110 feet, because sometimes when you get a product that's a little bit thinner like this, it's not quite as deep, so that's nice to have that. And then on this side here, you have all of them at being 45 by 110. A few things that are different from the project that was built out in the past versus what it is today. The internal local streets here will adhere to our engineering standard of 36-foot street back a curb for a local street within the 50-foot right-of-way for this entire area. The area down here was constructed to a different standard, so this is correct and updated. The the collector roadway will stay the same width as it advances from the improved section up through this portion of the project in the north area here. So let's take a look at some of the photos here. So standing here, this is West Canal Road and 3rd Street, and looking in this direction, we are looking towards the southeast, sorry about that. As we proceed down to the left photo here, we're looking in this direction here, which is to the northeast from West Taylor Road and South 3rd Street, are very close there. And in this lower right one here, you can see the back part of the wall and the some of the homes that are constructed south of this line here. Everything in the project moving to the north here is going to be the new area here. And looking in this direction, this is towards the northwest near the intersection of South Reading Street and West Taylor Avenue. So the material that we were provided, as we do for a preliminary plat for the Picacho Crossing parcel 3 and 4, this is our typical cover sheet with all the callouts as we require. We'll actually focus on the larger exhibit here. This is a summary. Once again, this is the entire project here. I actually added some colors into it here so that as we proceed in the pages, you can kind of see its relationship to the overall project. Once again, down here to the south is the portions that have been constructed. So the first page right after this location here is in the blue, and this is just basically a close-up to show you what the streetscape looks like, the orientation of the lots in this portion of it. Once again, this is the Collector Road, Picacho here. We'll be moving to the north here of this portion of the project right here. So, that was backing up. So in the red here, this is the northernmost portion of the project. So once again, we have west over here to the east. Once again, you can see the streetscape, the orientation of the lots, where the open space here. This is the entrance here. Something to call out that's also identified within the report, but in this location here, and also right across the street for this portion here, and we'll go over that in just a little bit, these are to serve as easements as the secondary point for emergency access. About a month ago, we sat down with the applicant and all the departments within the city, and we talked out all the stuff with Public Works and then the fire department, and they were okay with this approach as far as dedicating this track as being the secondary point of an easement for that access outside of the primary entrance here. So portion is covered. So as we move to this side of the project, these are the 40 by 110s. Once again, Picacho. Here's the entrance to this portion. This is just the upper portion, and it's just kind of cut off at half here of this upper portion here, just so it's a little larger and you can see it. But here's the entrance to this portion of the project. Once again, here's the secondary fire access, once again, okayed by our fire chief. And outside of that, coming back to the top, I'll just simply call out that once again, this was approved in 2005. It is still in standing, which gives them the opportunity to provide the product and the plans that we have here for this preliminary plat request this evening. The applicant is here and could definitely answer any questions that you have. I understand there were some specific questions I think that they might be better. So at this time, I, as staff, we're available for questions, and I turn it back over to you, Mr. Chair, pending that you'd like to have the applicant approach the podium. So.
Please.
Good evening, Chairman Metcalf, Vice Chair Scott, and Commissioners. My name is Sean Hamill. I'm with United Engineering Group. We are the engineer for the developer who purchased this property back in 2012. Back when there were 27 homes, they owned the vacant lots and the land here we're discussing today. And we're just eager and pleased to bring it forward and get some development going. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Phil, you said the streets were going to be 36?
Yes, in this portion up here, yes, the local.
Okay, so that put, what, 4 foot on the street?
How much more, how much
It's 4
wider?
feet wider than the prior standard that was 32 feet back a curb. 36 feet is the standard for MAG throughout central Arizona, basically.
They brought it up to our current standards from the old.
Yes.
Right. Okay, and the setbacks on the driveways?
Those, when we get to that point, that's a much later thing, but we will review those so that they won't be hanging over the sidewalk, so.
Okay. So that's coming on the next phase.
Yes, that's all staff review, but that'll be like probably a year from now or so.
Okay. So we got 4 foot wider streets. We were just wondering, I live not far from there, and boy, you can't hardly get down the street.
Yeah, no, I've been through there many times, and they are narrow.
I know
Yep,
you do.
Yep. 4 feet definitely helps.
Oh, yes. Okay,
I have a question.
go ahead.
I took the privilege of driving through the completed section, and the streets are really narrow. If there's a car, not parked on the sidewalk, but parked in the street like normal people do, and you come in with a larger truck, it's pretty tight.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
So if
And
you
I think
came-
that's the 4 feet that we are adding to that helps relieve that, brings them to the new standards.
So is that width gonna be, I have a 3/4 ton truck, but if you brought a fire engine in there, would it be like knocking the doors off the cars that are in there? Did you guys, I guess you just,
There's nothing you can do about it now. I mean, where it's at. That was all approved and taken care
yeah,
of.
no, I realize that, but it seems like our minimum are too minimum. Our
The engineering
minimum-
standards have been updated actually for a couple of years now, so
Right.
plats that have been coming forward that needed to obtain this status were getting the 36-foot back of curb as this one will be.
Okay.
This
I'm just
portion that
saying.
needs to be built out still.
You gotta be on your A game when you go down those streets. You know,
Well, I've personally driven a fire truck.
oh, you can drive one? Okay, a little one? The other thing I was curious about, in the new sections, there's only one entrance for like 200 homes or 196 homes or whatever.
So, yeah, to answer that, we did notice that when the property was purchased and working with staff over the last month or so, we did provide those two tracks up there on the north end of the property that will allow fire emergency access should the main point of access get blocked. We're trying to back it up. This property was already, at one point, it was all final engineered. It was all final platted, final engineered. We're trying to save as much of that as possible. The street is already developed along Picacho, so the opportunities for alignments and spacing was challenging. So we felt, and fire agreed, that the provided emergency access points were sufficient.
I just wonder if everybody was gonna go to work about the same time, how much the traffic would be backed up there, and maybe you need to put have two entrances and two exits.
Well, that's,
Are
I
people
defer.
just gonna cut across that grass and make their own?
No, those will be gated, so people cannot go through those.
I don't know, it just looks like a lot of potential cars at certain times trying to get out of there.
I have to defer to the approved traffic statement that was approved back in, previously. And
Years ago?
but the trip generation generally doesn't change. It's still the same
In
amount of cars.
2000, excuse me, in 2005, 2006, or even, there's master engineering documentation that's provided to be provided along with the plan area development. And when this was laid out like that, the transportation impact analysis supported that as it was approved back in that day, so. In other words, yes, it looks like there's a lot of units there, but it's adequate for how it had been designed.
It's adequate, but is it good?
it's
I'm just splitting hairs with you right now, but
If I may too, this portion, there's really only two areas that have one point of access. This northern area has that point, but it does connect to the south, which there is a second point. So in reality, there are 4 points for the whole. There's 2 points on the east, there's 2 points on the west, and they do connect north and south. It's just these two northern loop roads that were designed without secondary access.
yeah, I don't see that, but
If I may.
if you could just point, please,
see the tree.
This very northern loop road,
right,
there's one point of access right here.
okay, all right.
Just north of this one, yep, right there.
Right there.
So we provided a second one for that loop road. This traffic can come around and out for your second point.
So there's a road along the
There's a road.
western boundary there?
Yeah.
Okay,
And there's a
all right,
road connecting here to the existing road.
okay, I got it.
Somebody jams up one of the exits, they can still get out.
Someone turns sideways and like the ship and. Guess you could open the gate.
Yeah. Questions, Bill? Nope. No questions. I'll open the meeting to public comment.
To those within 300 feet.
To anyone within 300 feet of the concerned area.
Well, I live on Taylor Avenue.
Could, before you start, could you come to the mic, give your name and address? And
Well, I live in Taylor Avenue. My name's Green. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what are you guys going to try to do? Build more houses behind us?
exactly, we're gonna open the rest of the subdivision up.
Okay.
It's already been approved. Let me make a statement to everybody. This is an approved plat. So it's already been approved. We can make minor tweaks to it, but it has already been approved. It can be built.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out because I wasn't too sure. Me and my wife wasn't too sure if they're trying to buy us out or trying to build more houses or what. That's what we're trying to figure out.
They're gonna build more houses there. They're gonna
Okay.
finish subdivision out.
We're gonna complete the subdivision, brand new houses. You'll have a block wall that separates that, that back west, property line where I'm sure where Taylor, stops at, dead ends at. But it has nothing to do with your side of the fence, basically.
Okay, that's what we were trying to figure out.
Yeah, thank you.
There, James, you said there's gonna be a block wall down through there? Or is there gonna be a block wall continued on down through to the north or not?
Yeah, the
So there'll be a block wall along the eastern edge buffering the railroad. And I do
Okay.
believe there's going to be a block wall along the western edge buffering the properties to the
Okay.
west.
The west neighborhood, yes.
Yes.
Okay, cause there is a block wall now that separates the RV park from there, but it doesn't go all the way down.
Correct. Yeah, I believe phase one has the block wall and we'll just continue that all the way north.
Okay. Very good. Anybody else wanna come to the microphone and ask questions or? Name and
Yeah,
address.
I was gonna do that. My name is Olga Delcy. I live at 1485 South Fourth Street.
Okay.
And, my question is, behind the property line, we have irrigation ditch back there, and then there's that road back there. Is that gonna be blocked off?
No, we're not allowed to block that off.
Okay, yeah, that was my question for that.
We are working with San Carlos Irrigation District as part of this process. We cannot affect their operations.
Yeah, they pulled back off the easement, so, we're mess with that easement.
Okay, thank you.
Can you go to that one photo in the back? Because where the irrigation, no, back, okay, right there. Let's see. Yeah, right here. If you got the dip right here in this area, because we live in that area over there, are they gonna have a wall coming up here so they can't see? Because our fence is where people can see in, because it's not completely blocked. And that's what I was wondering. Are they gonna have it wall, or is it gonna be like what we have?
If you could go back to the main site plan. So you're up here.
We're at Taylor Avenue.
I'm not exactly sure where that is, but you're along the northern boundary of the property.
Yeah, in the back area.
So all those rows of homes falls in the back.
Because we don't have block walls. What we got is like a block wall here, and then there's like open fence.
Yeah, no, they'll have 6 foot.
So why
CMU
does
block walls.
everybody else have black walls, but everybody that's on the back just has a fence line? Why is that? Why can't we get the block walls as well?
Well, you can put your own block wall. You could surround your property line with a block if you would like. But back in the day, those are larger properties, so those are like more agriculture, and they're fenced off with barbed wire
Well, that's the thing.
or
I can't have wall because we're in an HOA.
oh, you're an HOA.
All of that area is an HOA. And we already talked to them, they said no. So that's the reason we got that screen. We went online and got a screen thing, so people can't see in the back of our yard. Because we don't have it like all those areas is all breaked in.
Yeah, yeah.
Backyard, all around the house is all breaked in except for ours.
Well, it's not an HOA. It's I don't know if there's some deed restrictions or we'd have to look at your property. We'd have to take a look at your property, and we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the zone that's already constructed, the phase one. It's in the zone that's already constructed.
Oh, you live in the inside of,
I live in that,
well,
can't our house be locked in our backyard, why can't it be all bricked up?
so you live in the completed area or to the west of the fence line?
No, we're in that community area on Taylor Avenue. So when you go into the area, you go all the way to the left, and you go all the way to the back. We're on the back row.
I think he's saying he has maybe a view fence.
Could be.
Yeah, we got
Oh,
view,
yeah.
It's block about this high, and then it's wrought iron about.
Yeah,
Okay, so he's along the
Open
retention
space
area.
area, yeah.
Okay, okay.
so what we're saying is everybody else has brick walls, why can't you guys build a brick wall on our house instead of having that view thing? We're the only one in our area
Well-
has that view fence.
At the time they requested that, that's what they wanted at the time. So, and did you purchase the house brand new?
Yeah,
Brand new after, yeah, okay. So that was requested and approved at the time.
And those will be most likely proposed along the open spaces in the new development
Yeah.
as well.
so is there a way to take those fences and put it like brick walls, like everybody else? Take the view fence down and put like a regular brick wall over it?
That's outside my scope, that's a.
Yeah, sir, we'd have to talk to you after the meeting and discuss it.
Yeah, we can discuss this after the meeting. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll note that down.
Any
We'll
other
get his information afterwards.
I think he's backing up to one of the.
concerns?
The retention area. Yeah, that's where he's at.
Right, but,
He's on the other side up there.
oh, okay.
Trash and retention areas.
Oh, wait, close.
Close break.
The public meeting is now closed. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Cool PZ 25-01-01.
A second?
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay,
Thank you.
you're home.
Step one,
Do a good job.
we always do, we try our best.
We may not have mentioned it, but they're actually going to be submitting the final plat and the improvement plans very soon, so. See you tomorrow. Yep.
I did catch him, get his information for me.
Yeah, he's got it right here. He signed in,
Did you sign it? Mm-hmm. Which one's he?
right here. Taylor.
So Robert, we got your information and
Yeah, see, this is our backyard right here, to show you, my phone's going dead. But we went and bought a big old screen, put it on our fence so they can't see in.
Well, we got to do this after.
Oh,
Wait, take him. Yes, sir. So yeah, we have a lot of exciting things happening, with
Close the meeting.
this subdivision coming online, along with
you guys.
the Coolidge Gateway. We've already issued about 7 permits to Coolidge Gateway. They've submitted, I think 15 more.
Yes.
Yeah, there's quite a bit more submitted. So they're really rolling. Gateway, Coolidge Gateway behind Safeway? No, 07. 7, and they've only requested it in the last couple of weeks, so it's brand new. We just approved all the on-sites, through Public Works. So that's good. We've issued, about 52 permits for February?
I think it was 45, but still
45.
quite a bit.
45 single-family home permits just for February. So that's some good news. They had the airport fly-in last Saturday. We served 300 plates. So it was a hit. The Lions Club were really satisfied with that number. Phil, did I miss?
Just that heads up, I think I mentioned it before, Sandia eventually be coming in a couple of months. That's the largest planned area development that we have. We've been talking with them a very long time, so hopefully we'll be getting the documentation soon and going over that, and then having a date when we have it in front of you, so.
Yeah, that's, we're getting a lot of interest, a lot of calls on these PADs, so I think we're going to get really busy this year.
I'm telling you, those little ads that kept running all along saying that Coolidge is best place to live in the state of Arizona. I just loved them.
Yep, yep. I would agree. That's all we have today. We thank you guys.
What's the latest Wendy's report there?
It'll be soon. They got their water plans approved. They got,
Okay.
they're finishing the site work. So we're looking, what, end of March is what they said?
I
last
believe that's what it's supposed to be. I
End of
promise you
March,
it's not.
early April. So,
They had a trailer with a bunch of concrete forms on it down there. It looked like they might be getting ready to start setting up for the concrete for the,
all the drives, all the drive-through, yeah, all the parking areas. Yeah, it's good to see all that. You know, we've been helping with the Hope Women's Center. They're doing some improvements to the place, and so that's good to see. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting in these next couple months. Hope the momentum keeps going.
okay. Nick, you got anything?
Nothing from me.
Everything's running cool, huh?
Everything's running.
Anybody else? Nope.
Get a motion?
Motion, give
Call
me.
the public, no one's here, okay.
Close that.
Call to the public. I'll make a motion that we
Adjourn.
adjourn this meeting. Thank you.
A second.
Motion been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Opposed?
Bingo, bingo.